Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and everyone is in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, aromatherapist, author, wellness coach, credit restoration strategist. And we're coming on today. Today's topic is create health one day at a time. It's Wellness Wednesday. So, myself and my brother, Sean Ali of Supreme Health and Fitness. This is our topic today: create health one day at a time. And let me see what happened and get Brother Sean back on here. So, as you all come in, please share the video. Share the video. Sharing is caring. Hold on one second. All right, let me see if I can get our brother back on. We're coming on for a little health and wellness um power hour. Well, get him back. Hold on one second. I might have to end it and come back. All right, let me. Okay, bear with us. So we're gonna today we're gonna be talking about. Here he is. Let me bring Brother Sean on. All right, Brother Sean, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you for coming back. So, yes, I was just opening up and letting our audience know that our topic today is creating health one day at a time. So, Brother Sean, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, family. Denise. Oh man,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Let's
And
talk about it. Come on.
right. Well, that's the key, to health and wellness is. I mean, it's one day at a time anyway. No matter what
Exactly.
we think we're overcoming, and there are things that we should be doing that go well beyond food and drink or even exercise, that
Right.
are more significant to health and wellness than food, water, and even exercise. And
Mhm.
when we don't do these things, we are living in a state of imbalance,
Right.
and we accumulate it because we never start. Usually we never start doing these things. You know what I mean? So we'll
Mhm.
spend our lives accumulating damage, because if you aren't doing something right, it means you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Like the title, How to Eat to Live. So if you're not eating to live, you're eating to die. You know what I mean? So, I
Right.
mean,
It's the opposite.
right, and just on this simplistic level, you know, um, so when we're looking at what is a healthy lifestyle, it's living according to our anatomical structure and function, right? So
Right.
when we're looking at this, a key to this is we are aerobic. So when we
Mhm.
understand the fact that we are aerobic, the number one function of our heart is to disperse oxygen throughout our body, right? So
Right.
our blood is consisted of more oxygen than anything else. How we make energy, one component of that is oxygen. So every cell in our body needs oxygen. So when we are
Right.
looking at these things, this is the number one element in our life. So we should put breathing and understand the importance of breathing at the top of that list, right? So if we got number one, breathing, we are looking at that as we have a few life functions that we have to do. We have to eat, drink, use the bathroom. We have to move. We have to breathe. These are life
Right.
functions.
Basic
Life,
thing,
right.
necessities.
So, right, right. We have to do these things. So when we're looking at these things, and being a Muslim, one of our sayings is Islam is mathematics, right? And we'll
Right.
say do the math on that. So let's do the math, right? So before I go into this, let's show the numbers real quick on the importance, so we can know when I get a client and they ask me, what do I start at? You start at the most important part in your body. That's your heart, because you need that in your respiratory cardiovascular system, right?
Right.
So with food, you can go 30 to 40 days without food before you start to suffer from nutritional damage. Okay. Water, you're looking at a 3 to 10 day window, right, of water before you start to suffer from dehydration, the effects, and that could cause death.
Right.
Now with exercise. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we'll put exercise there because it's all numbers. Now, it's a thing called the sitting disease, which goes into describing a sedentary lifestyle, right? So when we're looking at this idea of a sedentary lifestyle, if you sit for more than 15 minutes at a time during the daylight hours, you're leading a sedentary lifestyle, right? So
Yes.
these are the numbers. Sunlight, right? So we're gonna do the math. Now, the darker you are, if you aren't a European, you need, at that status, you have few melanin, little to no melanin. Melanin is a natural UV protection against the potentially harmful UV rays of the sun. That's why those with less melanin develop skin cancer at a higher rate, because they don't have that protected. So vice versa, or on the flip side, the darker you are, the more melanin you have, the more time in the sun you need, because those blockers, they aren't allowing as much sunlight or the UVB. To make vitamin D3 is the UVB ray. So the more melanin you have, the more UV protection
The more
you
sun.
have, the more sunlight you need. So myself, I'm not that dark, but I consider myself that dark. If you ask me, I'm dark skinned, right? So I need on a daily basis at least 2 hours, right? Now, with breathing, oxygen. 2 minutes without oxygen, you suffer brain dead. You start to lose your brain cells. Within 4 minutes without oxygen, they don't want to bring you back, because you're going to probably be in a comatose. You'd be a vegetable in a vegetative state, or little to no mental capabilities, right? So with oxygen, you're looking at a 2 to 4 minute window. So these are the numbers to the things that we do throughout the day, right? Because we eat throughout the day, we drink throughout the day, we're supposed to exercise, we're supposed to get sunlight, and we gotta breathe. So look at this. You can go 30 to 40 days without food. So when we are looking at creating a healthy lifestyle, let's take it at a 30-day at a time window. You don't need that much food. So on a daily basis, we shouldn't include food every day. We have no need. We have it's our 30. You can go 30 to 40 days without it with no before you start to suffer damage. So if
Wow.
you're eating every day, you just may be overeating. Water.
Mm.
Let's look at this water intake. They say drink a what? A ounce for
Eight
your
eight glass, yeah, eight glasses a day.
no. Listen to me. If
Right.
you a glass of water is 8 ounces. Okay, now let's say you get up and you just drink a glass of water, right? You are now 8 ounces heavier. Listen to me. We're not going to talk about whether or not you need the water because you're a closed circuit. So unless you are sweating, urinating, defecating, how are you losing water?
Right.
Because you're a closed circuit. So unless you are sweating, urinating, or defecating, how do you lose your 75% water? So now
Mm.
if you go below 75%, you become dehydrated. Now,
Right.
but what happens if you go over 75%? You become bloated. You become overweight, right? You
Right.
become sluggish. You have
Water
diluted.
weight. Water weight.
Every woman knows that.
Yes.
Every woman on the almost every woman knows something about water weight and water retention and bloating, right? So just
Mhm.
this is what they say. So just if you every time you drink 8 ounces, you are 8 ounces heavier.
Heavier.
Right. So now, but you can go 3 to 10 days without water. So we got to really look at because we're trying to just create one healthy day at a time. So we want to dissect.
Mhm.
These are the numbers of your day, of the potential activities of a day,
Right.
right? So we don't want to abuse ourselves. We don't want to misuse ourselves. We don't want to overeat, overdrink. We want to place ourselves right where we need it to be, right? So we can have maximum energy efficiently, effectively, right? So exercise, the sitting disease. The sitting disease. This is the foundation of a sedentary lifestyle. So this means that, as I said, during the daylight hours, we have that circadian rhythm. Our bodies are designed to be in action, to be
Right.
moving. We're mobile, right? The more mobility you have, they equate that with a higher quality of life. The less mobility you have, they equate that with lower quality of life. So exercise every 15 minutes during the daylight hours that you sit for 15 minutes and longer, you are leading a sedentary lifestyle. The number two actual cause of death, poor diet and lack of
Lack of
exercise.
exercise.
So this means that if you don't understand this number and don't control it, see, when you get to that 10-minute mark, get up,
Right.
get up. But don't wait until you get to that 15, because at that time, your metabolism, your energy, your endocrine
And
system, lymphatic, all
right.
everything
And you
shuts off.
wonder why you're tired, feel tired. I haven't done anything, but I'm so tired.
From sitting still.
Right.
At that time, our cells have switched. It's that circadian rhythm. Our cells, they are in action. They want you to move and
Move.
do something. When we don't, we are going against the natural rhythm of life. And this hurts us. It injures you because
Right.
now you're leading a sedentary lifestyle.
And who knew there was a sitting disease?
Hey, I got your brother. Hey, your I swear to listen to y'all.
Right.
Listen to you. Let me move something. This is
Yeah.
moving yourself into healing, health, and the enjoyment of abundant life.
Abundant
Right? This
life.
is the science of exercise. And when you just see part of my curriculum was solutions, not studying the problems.
Right.
So in one of my classes, we had to pick a condition or disease and solve it. And I picked obesity
Hmm.
because my people lead in obesity. So I felt, hey, well, let me use this term paper to solve my people. And
Right.
that is when I discovered the sitting disease, right? And because that's the foundation to a sedentary, because a lot of us will think, oh, I go to the gym in the morning, then I sit for the next 6, 7, 8 hours, and I go to the gym at
Jim
night, and
again.
I'm
Right.
active. No, that's not what describes or defines a sedentary lifestyle. It's what we do during those every 15 minutes. If you sit, you are leading a sedentary lifestyle. But I
Wow.
do, I do chapter 3 in the book is entitled The Sitting Disease. So not only do I describe it, but I give you the solution.
Solutions. Get up.
I,
Move something.
this book is so thick because it has information for all ages. None of us should be exercising the same. The younger you are, your metabolism is higher, your heart rate is higher, your blood pressure is at a different level than 30s, 40s,
Hmm.
50s. So as we exercise, I should not, as at 47, I should not be exercising like a 27-year-old.
Right.
My physiology is not saying that I'm older or old, just understanding that my set of numbers are different in my age group than in their age group. So I'm not trying to mimic them because now I might overstress my heart. My cardiovascular system requires my blood pressure at 47 is different than when I was at 27.
Right.
My right, you dig what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now I don't want to, and this is a healthy day, creating that healthy lifestyle one day at a time.
One day at a time.
That's what the takeaway, that's what these represent. So
Right.
you will kill yourself one day at a time. Listen,
Mm.
okay, listen, listen, because how do you
And
kill
that's usually
yourself?
how it happens. Or
Exactly.
not correcting, those mistakes from the day before, and just adding on to it.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
do the do the reverse, right?
And, and that's what we want to, the best way to show, these are the main numbers. So when you go to check your blood pressure, when you go to check your glucose or your insulin levels, when you go to check those numbers, this is
Mhm.
what creates those numbers. So if we control this, man, listen to me.
Right.
I'm trying to tell y'all how we take control over our own life and our health. You take that power away because the doctors don't tell you this. They will say, oh, go eat fresh fruits and vegetables, but they
Right.
won't tell you which ones. Oh, go get exercise.
Exactly.
But at 47, like I said, if I go to the gym and I get this young trainer and he in there killing me, talk
Right.
about no,
No
keep it
pain,
going.
no gain. No
Feel
pain,
the
no
burn.
gain.
Feel the what?
Right. Mm.
No. And then you be sore for the next 3 to 14 days. No, that's
Mhm.
not exercise. That's not move something. We got the science right here, right?
Right.
Sunlight. We really got to understand this concept of sunlight. We got to go way more deeper than vitamin D, than melanin, than
Mhm.
all of that. What we did, that's really topical because when we look at science, and energy in the universe, not just here, in the universe. The
Right.
sun is the sole source of energy that puts everything into
In
motion.
motion.
Everything,
That's powerful right there.
everything. So I'm in, when we high school science, I skipped science more than I went to it. That was one of the cut classes. You dig what
Mm,
I'm, because the teacher,
yeah.
he didn't really care. He was a nerd. He wasn't, he didn't,
Right.
that was a pushover class. You know what I mean? So, man, we skipping science. Let's go. But in college, I didn't know science was that amazing. Man,
Exactly.
I, didn't, I didn't know science was that fun. Like, wow, that's science?
Right.
But
And it's all about us.
it's that sunlight. The darker you are, the more sunlight hours you need. Quality sunlight hours. And by
Mhm.
that, we mean between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. The part of the earth you're on and the sun are the closest, right?
Right.
So that means you got a maximum exchange of energy. We ain't gotta do, just go out there
Just
and
go out and
just sit there.
bask in it, right?
Man. And as you are as you are basking in it and then letting it embrace you, you can't see the sun. Well, yes, you listen, you can see what you want to see. That's number one, because they're your eyes. If you We can learn how to train our eyes to see what they think is invisible elements,
Mhm.
right? And it first starts here, that if you think you can't see it, if you think you need a microscope to see something, that's on you. You know what I
Right.
mean? You
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, you
'Cause some
don't.
people see auras, that aura
Yeah,
energy, so
right. So when you're sitting there basking in that sun, just have in your mind, feel it, see it, envision those sun rays. You dig what I'm saying?
mhm.
Envision that reaction that's happening, because when that sun hits the skin, we have a layer of cholesterol under our skin, right? Under the subcutaneous, we have cholesterol. When that
Mhm.
UV ray hits that cholesterol, it heats it up, it energizes it. Once
Right.
it reaches a certain energy level, then it creates a chain reaction that creates cholecalciferol, or vitamin D3. But you have
Mm.
to be out there long enough for that UVB ray to heat up the cholesterol.
And so what's that length of time when that kicks in?
That's your darkness. If you darker,
Right. So I need to be out there about 3 hours.
and uh, the windows, because we live in America and the majority of the population are Europeans, they create things with natural or unnatural UV protections. And I say unnatural because we have melanin is a natural UV.
Right.
We already have a built-in natural UV protector. So the only other way to get that is to synthesize it, which is unnatural. So
Mhm.
they include it in all of their products. So it's naturally found in everything that they create, because they need UV protection.
Mhm. Right.
And if you don't know what some of those ingredients mean, it might not say SPF, sun protection factor. That's what SPF means, sun protected factor. So when you see SPF 15, SPF 30,
Right.
that's how much unnatural protective. So if you put that on your skin, when that sun ray, when that sun comes down, it bounces it off. Boom. So
Okay.
you're in the sun, but you're not getting nothing.
Right.
You
Because
might
it's
as well have
bouncing off.
gloves and a hat, be fully covered.
Yeah, so we don't need that.
No, no. If you think you do, then regulate how much exposure you have. Now, if you out there on a bikini and you're not supposed to be out there like that, maybe. Yeah. So
Right.
maybe you need to cover up some more of your body and then go out there. You feel it? Because
Right.
in
Right.
that way you can have too much exposure because we naturally covered ourselves up.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So we, especially your vital parts, you naturally covered that up. And then if you ate right, drank right, and did the other thing, see, when you exercise, we have an acid mantle, right? So when you
Hmm.
move something, that causes a reaction of sweat, of sebum, of other those main two things that are also a protectant. So
Right.
right. So when you moving and you out there in the sun, see we are already geared to survive in it. We were slaves in it without no sunscreen.
Right.
Come on, man. We the descendants of the same people that didn't have no sun, and we are wow.
Talk about, yeah, that part.
See, that's our when you look, and we're looking at right now, everybody is looking at ways to boost their immune system. Look, let me
Mhm.
share something with you. If you mess up any one of these, that's how you decrease your immune system. So if you are encountering something, yes, you might can take something to help you get through that. But these are the causes of death, not disease. So you can still overcome a disease, but still be on your way to causing your premature death.
Right.
Because that's the war is premature death or abundant life. I control that with these battles.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
right. So we can win now. Oxygen before because we don't want to get too long with oxygen. There is a right and wrong way to breathe. Let us
Talk.
please
Yes.
let us please understand this. If
Clear that up.
if you Google it, it'll tell you mouth breathing. The number two ways that we breathe wrong: mouth breathing and over breathing. We gotta understand these.
Over breathing.
Over breathing, mouth breathing, because it's too. You can't do. If you look up hyperventilation, it's with your mouth. You can't hyper. Listen to me. Look, man. Do a video. Look up. Go to YouTube and find a video on hyperventilation. It's somebody doing this.
Right.
Mouth breathing. Because it's hard to have a slow pace with your mouth because it's not made for you to breathe with it. Your nose is it's smaller. So it's almost
Right.
hard to breathe fast
And the
through
nose has a filter.
has the filter, has the
Right.
hairs. It has that mucous membrane that
Hmm.
cleans, purifies it before it gets inside of you. That's one of the potentials with mouth breathing. Over breathing is too many breaths per minute. This is your breaths per minute, your BPM. Too many breaths per minute. Islam is mathematics. We doing the numbers. So they say
Right.
now, sitting disease is when you sit for 15 minutes. Too many breaths per minute. When you take 15 to 20 breaths per minute, you are over breathing. Listen to that.
Mm.
So we got to understand this because your breathing controls your heart rate. Your
Repeat
heart
that
rate,
number again, Brother Sean.
15 to 20 breaths per minute, BPM.
Okay.
You are over breathing. Your heart rate
Gotcha.
or your breathing controls your heart rate. Your heart rate controls your blood pressure. So if you see somebody mad, they, oh man, what's the first thing? Calm down,
Right.
breathe.
Right.
Man, calm down and breathe. See,
Take a
in
breath.
that controls your heart rate and your blood pressure. If you don't believe me, if you got, for those that have the equipment, listen, we have equipment available. This is a pulse oximeter. I love this particular one because it's digital, but it, let me show y'all. Don't, hey, look, don't y'all laugh. I'm talking, so my numbers are going to be a little off, but don't be on my numbers like that. But it has the numbers, but it also has a active heartbeat monitor.
Mm.
Oh, listen, oh, I love this.
Right.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
Brother
So
Shot, I need one of those.
it tells you your numbers, your oxygen, your heartbeat, and it shows you that rate as is active, right?
Right.
You this is the triage. If you go to the ER, they're going to sit you down. They're going to take your temperature, take your weight, take your height. They're going to take your blood pressure,
Blood
and they're
pressure.
going to put this pulse oximeter on you. They're going to go over some of these numbers. If you have a blood pressure of, or let's say you have a heartbeat. Let's say you have a heartbeat between 45 and 50. Guess what they're going to ask you? What sports you play?
Right.
Because because you get a low heartbeat, and let's put that on here too while we talk about that. Because
Yes.
that heartbeat. Yeah, we gotta put that on here. We gotta that heartbeat, right? And this heartbeat right here, the average is 60 to 80, because these are your numbers. Oh man, see, that's just we gonna save some lives today. Look,
Yes.
the numbers, all praises due to Allah. Look, the numbers to your heartbeat, the average numbers is 60 to 80. Your brother, I got math over, I can't, it's over there somewhere. But look, this is dangerous. This is your resting heartbeat. So this means that when you see this 60 to 80, this is your resting heart rate.
Mm-hmm.
So this means that if you are sitting still doing nothing, it should not take 60 heartbeats to keep you alive. I don't care what nobody say. Listen to me. Do you know that means your heart is beating 1 beat per second? How long do
Wow.
you think you can live? How long do your heart muscles don't, it ain't like the arm muscles. So if you work them out, you get some boom and some boom. No. Your heart muscle gets thick. The walls get thick. So now you only have a little cavity for blood in there. So, and
Wow.
now you wear it out. So here at Supreme Health and Fitness, we teach you how to get it from, listen, 45 to 50.
Breathing. Brother
45.
Sean,
Yes.
and when they're breathing, add some lavender oil. It's a
Oh,
natural, it's good for helping to normalize the blood pressure.
okay.
So put a drop in your hand like this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this bottle just about empty. But rub your hands together and breathe. And
Wow.
just inhaling lavender oil helps to relax the blood vessels to where that blood can flow
Wow.
normally.
Wow. Yeah.
Just
And
inhale, and it's gonna relax you to where you can breathe,
right. Wow.
and get that oxygen in.
Wow.
Normalize that blood pressure.
That's right. And because by helping And if somebody's like, how? By helping you to control your thoughts, you control your
Mhm.
breathing. Even
Right.
when you in love, your heart is beating. And how they say it, your nose wide open. So
Right.
so even in love, it makes your heart flutter, right?
Right.
So it's not just anger and sadness and all of the low negative emotions,
Mhm.
excitement. It's people that's died in the midst of excitement. So
Yes.
right. And when you are that it because it's just pressure. So when you have that and you need something to bring you down to that resting
Mhm.
heartbeat, to that
Rest.
resting blood pressure, that resting, those resting numbers. Sis, what you say can do it for? Show them that lavender again, please, one more time.
Lavender. Where's the camera? Right here. Can you see
No,
it?
no. Go over one more time.
Uh,
Yeah, you go. Yeah, there you go.
yeah, put a drop of lavender, just take the top off.
Mm,
Inhale and exhale. Or put a
mm,
drop in your hand and breathe. Just breathe. As Brother Sean was explaining, in and out through your nose. And it just helps you to calm and relax and stabilize, normalize that blood pressure.
mm, Save your life.
Yes, within
Normalize
22
your life.
seconds.
Your blood
Exactly.
pressure is a byproduct of your life.
Mm,
So if you think you got the solution in a bottle or in a supplement or in a herb, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hurt. I want to save you. Your all of these are things that we control.
with
This
our
is the
thoughts.
right. Man, if you don't think you control it, that thought right there has got you messed up.
Right.
So I'm trying to show how easy if I could put this together. I mean, sometimes I sound smart, but I don't know. But if I can put this together, then anybody can put this together. This is the foundation of health and wellness. But
Right.
it's just the areas I can't get rich in this. Like the people can't get rich in these areas because they can't sell you a
Exactly.
supplement for this. They can't sell you a pill for this. You either do these or you don't.
Hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
just by us sharing this with you now, you don't even need me you don't even need me no more. So you just got it for free. But that's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm very cool. I don't mind sharing my formulas.
Right.
Here you go. But I can show
Exactly.
this is you can't probably see it, but because it's handwriting, right? But
Hmm.
this is me breaking down. It shows you how many heartbeats that 60 to 80 and how dangerous it is and how it really wears out your heart compared to 45 to 50 heartbeats. And that's easy to get to have your resting numbers that low. Your breathing. It should not take 15 to 20 breaths per minute to keep you alive.
Exactly.
You are over, you are, you're causing a metabolic stress reaction inside of you where you are injuring yourself instead of helping yourself.
Right.
Hey, you got your book, sis?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, I do. Writing my life, creating my mental wellness.
There we go, right on the
There we
camera.
go. Right there. Available on Amazon. It's going to help you to rise above those emotions, give you a blueprint. It's a workbook. So you're going to actually be writing, you know, to find
Yeah,
out what's triggering you and how to overcome it,
yes, yes,
because it
yeah,
all starts in the mind. Once we
yes,
have that clarity, then we can think our way through whatever situation.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. You can think about these numbers clearly. You know,
Right.
and
Taking the
this is
first step. Yeah.
right, exactly, and one day at a time.
One day at a time.
That
That
was
was
the
the
whole
theme,
point.
the
Right,
goal.
right. Let us
Take
show
it
you how to
one
do
day at a
something.
time.
And because, like I say, the opposite is we're killing us. If we're not, just for instance, let's just say the average person don't have a heartbeat. Their heartbeats is way over that. Man, I got, you know how many clients call me and be like, "Boy, my heartbeat is," but you don't necessarily feel it. So
Right.
you don't always feel when it's excessively that tachyardia. You don't always
Mhm.
feel that. So if you don't, that's why it's important to have the monitors. So you can get your, if you have it, use it. Know what
Yeah.
every aspect of your life does to you. Put it on while you're eating, especially if you're eating your favorite food. Oh man, listen to me. If you eat your Look, if you out there and you eat your favorite food, right? That is the time that you really want to see what it's doing, what it does to your body. So put that thing on and look, while you eating, you know how sometimes you can eat your favorite food, you start to sweat, you get
Yeah.
hot, man, woo, right? See, so you want to see what it's doing to you.
Mm.
Right? Because oftentimes our favorite foods are the most dangerous.
Right.
Mm.
Those
Because
so-called comfort foods, right?
I was right. It makes us feel. It make me feel. I know
Feel
I ain't
good.
supposed to eat it, but man, it make me feel good when
Right. I know I'm not supposed to eat that baked potato, but it's so good. With
It
all that
reminds
butter
me
and
of
sour cream.
man, man. Don't Hey, look, don't get that memory food that reminds
Right.
you of mama or
My
grandmama or
grandma.
Christmas or
Yeah.
Easter. Man, look, we got your ketone strips. You, even if you don't have a problem, you don't know. The people that have a problem, they didn't know. They just felt some type of way that led them to the doctor.
Mhm.
At the doctors do all kind of tests on you, right? Blood tests, your urine test, and from that
Right.
they usually discover that, oh man, it's something wrong with my sugar or blood diabetes or my insulin. So because they never monitored themselves, you could get these, man. Listen, you can get them. You urinate on them. You ain't even gotta collect. You don't even gotta collect the sample. You just put it in
Mm.
the stream, and you in a couple minutes it'll let you know where you're at. It'll
Wow.
let you know. So you got your pH strips. These are for your urine and your saliva. Your urine is around 3.5, 3.2 to 3.5. Your saliva is alkaline, so that's around between 7 and 7.5.
Right.
So when you do your test, you can tell if your urine is alkaline or anywhere but that 3.2, 3.5. It's you can it lets you know there could be a urinary tract infection that causes alkalinity. It could be it lets you know where to change your life, you know what I mean, or your the things that you're doing so you can get that balance. The same thing with if you test your saliva and it's
Right.
not where it's supposed, it lets you know where you are harming yourself. That's the beauty, man.
That's take your life into your own hands.
And that's the only thing. And these aren't. I bought these on Amazon. It's 200 strips for like $8. I got these from Walmart. They were $8 for 50 strips. And like I said, I don't have a problem, but I didn't always feed myself. So I still have some residual stuff from when my parents were taking care of me. Just like the language that they gave me to speak, I still speak that. I still had to sit, you know what I mean? Like I still got
Right,
some of
right.
that over religion that they gave to me. You know, I still like some of
Yeah,
the same foods that they fed me that was not the best food for me, but they just didn't
exactly.
know. Right. So I'm still finding my balance. I'm still defining myself and creating myself. And I just
Mhm.
want to share my methods, successful methods. I'm not trying to share some bullshit with y'all. You know what I mean? Excuse me. I
Right.
just gotta, I'm not trying to share something that nah, this is
What
this
worked for you? Yes,
right, 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 right.
absolutely. That's good. Yeah, so I mean, we covered it, Brother Sean.
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes,
and
yes.
that's
If
what
y'all
it's
need,
all about, just making the choice.
mhm,
And whatever you didn't do yesterday, then incorporate it, inshallah, on the next day.
mhm, right. Keep your
One day at a
journal.
time.
Yeah, keep your
Right.
journal.
That's what this book is for. It has journal pages in it where you can write.
Exactly, exactly. Keep it, and keep track. This is your life. If you don't claim it, who's going to claim it? If you don't accept it, who's going to accept? If you don't take charge of it, who's going to take charge of it? So
Yeah.
these are the methods for us to successfully take charge of our life. Because if
Right.
you can extend your lifespan, then you got the time to do all and everything you want to do. It ain't no rush. You can be
Right.
peaceful. Right. So right now, if
Yes.
you only think you got until about 65, 70, well, if you do these things, what? Hey, man, you looking at triple digits.
Right.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Well, it has been good, wonderful, Brother Sean, again. And to our audience, thank you all for tuning in. Sister Joy, she always catches us over on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. All right. And until next time. Oh, Brother Sean, the book. Give the name of your book again.
Move something. To move
Move
something,
something book. Yes.
move something. This is the science of exercise. This is how you use exercise medicinally to overcome the
Right.
number two actual cause of death, which is lack of exercise.
That's right. All
Amazon.
right. Amazon for both of our books. All of Brother Sean's collection is on Amazon. Well, all right, family. Thank you all for tuning in. Those that watch us on the replay, we appreciate you as well.
Yes,
Until
we do.
next time, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Peace. Um, okay.